Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I filmed this really nice pink petals soft glam look. I tried to keep the products as affordable as possible just to show you guys that you can really get the most out of drugstore products. If you want to learn tips and tricks on how I got this look, then keep on watching.
You make me wanna throw my picture out the window. Tell MC I to cut the phone, break my lease so I can move. Cause you a bugaboo, a bugaboo.
The first thing that you want to do before you start your makeup is clean your face, guys. This step is crucial. Your makeup is not gonna lay nicely if your skin is dirty. Like, it just makes so much sense. So I like to use this deep cleansing lotion from Superdrug, and I find that whenever I do this using this product, the makeup just lays on my skin a lot better. Then I like to go in with my moisturizer, so I just use my body lotion, like not a lot, literally that much, and I just put this on my face. Next I like to go in with a dry oil, and I've been using the Ordinary, the 100% plant derived hemi squalane. So I just literally take about that much in the pipette, squeeze it into my hands, and I rub my hands together and I just pat the face. But I like to pat this into the skin, and I do this on the perimeters of my face just because I want the makeup to be slightly more glowy around these areas. And this is nice because, like I said, it's a dry oil, so it doesn't feel heavy. Next, I go in with the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, and I literally use like the tiniest bit. There you go. I literally use this, and I rub it in between my fingers first, and then I apply it. So I like to apply this basically my T-zone, all the places where I get a bit oily. And then the final primer that I like to go in with is this Ordinary High Spreadability Primer. This has got quite a silicone-y kind of texture, which I don't particularly go for, but it actually works really well with the foundation that I'm gonna use. So I take like the tiniest amount, that much, and I rub it in between my fingers, and then I also put this on my T-zone here. So the key to having full coverage but really lightweight makeup is to go in with a light to medium coverage foundation. So today I'm using the Ordinary Coverage Foundation, which is this one. So I probably put about that much, which is like 2 pumps. And then I go in with a brush. So you want to apply your foundation with a brush first to get the most coverage, and so that it blends out really nicely, I just spray my brush with like my setting spray, hydrating spray, and then I dip into that foundation, and then I just pat it on, and this is going to give you the most coverage from the foundation. So I like to start on the perimeters of my face. That's where I want the most coverage, and then I'll work inwards. Once that's been pressed into the skin, I go in with a clean sponge. So today I'm using the Juno Co sponge. So I like to pounce this into the skin, and this is just basically gonna get rid of any excess foundation. So next, what I like to do is, after I've done my foundation, if there's any places where I feel like I want more coverage, I'll go in with a concealer. And I like to go in with a concealer that's basically my skin tone or a shade lighter, and this is just going to help cover up any kind of blemishes that I have, any kind of darkness. It's also going to help because your highlight shade is going to blend out nicer on top as well. I like to take this LA Girl Pro Concealer. So what I do is I put this on the back of my hand to warm up the product, and then I'll put it in all the places that I want extra coverage. And then I go in with the same sponge and I just pat this. Then we're gonna go in and contour. So to contour today, I'm using the Fenty Beauty matchstick in the shade Espresso. And like I did with my concealer, I'm just going to take a bit of this product, put it on the back of my hand to warm the product up. My Real Techniques contour brush, and I just put this on all the places that I would like to contour. So you don't necessarily have to blend it out, just kind of put it on the places where you want to add the definitions. So now I've placed the contour where I want it. I just take the same sponge that I've been using and I go in with the curved side, and this is just gonna help blend this out. So now we want to bring forward our features. So I'm gonna go in with this L'Oreal Infallible More Than Concealer. Please excuse my nails. And I'm taking the shade Honey. And again, this is a really full coverage concealer. So we only use the smallest amount of the full coverage concealer, and we're only using this because we want the coverage. So I like to take this again on the back of my hand, and I've literally put like the tiniest bit, and I've put it on top of the previous concealer that I've used. It kind of mixes in with what's already there, making the blending process a bit easier. I just put this where I want the coverage. And then at this stage, because the concealer that I'm using does dry down quite fast, I like to go in with a mist. So I'm just using the Vitamin E Superdrug Hydrating Mist. And I'm gonna go in with a brush to blend out my concealer. This is a Zoeva 142 Concealer Buffer Brush. Another brush that I like to use to blend out my concealer is the, what is it called? Is this one, the Real Techniques Setting Brush, which is really good. And we're using a brush to blend out our concealer because we want the most coverage. So I just do light flicking motions like this at the edges first, and this is going to help achieve a seamless blend. I'm not using too much pressure, and as you can see, I'm holding the brush quite far up as well. I'm just going to fast forward this process just so you guys can see what I'm doing. And then when I get to the corners of my eye, like the inner corners of my eye, that's when I just pat the product, because I don't really want to move it around. I just want to push it into the skin, because this area here is where we want the most coverage. A good tip is to always have like some tissue as well, and just wipe your brush on the tissue. Sometimes the brush picks up excess product that you don't need, so you're kind of just like shifting the product instead of blending it out. And then again, I like to go in with a beauty blender and I just press everything in. So now it's time to set everything in place. So you want to lock the concealer, the highlight especially, in place. And the powder that I've recently been using is the I Heart Revolution banana powder, and this is actually so good. So I take this on a setting brush, brushes like these to set my makeup. So this is H&M brush, and it's the multi-strobing brush. So basically any highlighter brush that's in this kind of fluffy shape you can use to set your under eye, and it works really well. Or any type of blending eyeshadow brush works really well to lightly set your under eyes. So this one is the BH Cosmetics brush in 140, and you just want to like lightly press this. So you want to put this in all the places that you put concealer. Face should look something like this. So the most glowy parts of your face should be the areas where we applied the contour. Once that's all set, I like to go in with my setting spray or any type of hydrating mist. And I like to do this because we're going to go in with bronzer. When you set your face before you put your bronzer on, it actually blends out so much better. And I got that tip from Uche. by the way, if any of you guys know Uche Notori. And then I like to take a big fluffy brush and my bronzer, and I'm using the Makeup Revolution Splendor bronzer, and I go in with a big fluffy brush and I just basically put this on top of all the areas I want to bronze slash set the contour. So you want to pat your bronzer on for the most pigment and then lightly buff it out. Now I've done the bronzer, we are gonna bake. So I'm gonna go in with that same baking powder that I used before, and I'm gonna go in with this side of my sponge, so the clean side, and I'm just gonna dip that into the powder and bake my under eye. Give us some more coverage. We're gonna leave this bake to sit on our faces for a while. So in the meantime, I'm gonna do my brows off camera. I'm gonna come back and we're gonna do eyeshadow together. So this is what our face is looking like. Onto the eyes. So for the eyes, I'm taking these sets of eyeshadows, and they're all from Nabla Cosmetics. What you want to do to get the perfect soft glam eyeshadow is you need like 3 brushes at least. So I use a really big fluffy brush, then a medium sized one, and then a tapered one. So firstly, what I like to do is I like to lay down my brow bone highlight. So I'm taking these 2 light shades. I'm just putting this on my brow bone area. So I'm taking the biggest fluffy brush, tap into the shadow like this to get the pigment, and then shake it off. And then first I like to stamp the color where I want it. Should look something like that. And then shake off the excess product, and you want to hold your brush at the top and just blend this up into the brow bone highlight and then inwards. And when you hold your brush higher up and you use a small amount of pressure, it just really buffs the color out. And then I'm gonna go in with the pink shade, and the same thing, I'm just gonna tap into it, shake my brush, and we want most of the color to be on the outer part of the eye. So I'm just gonna pat it like this, back and forth motions, just patting it until it really builds up, and then I'm just gonna lightly blend the rest in. So what I like to do is I like to go back in with this beige shade ever so lightly and just blend that into the inner section of the eye. It just brightens this area up a little bit. So the tip with soft glam eye looks is it's a lot of add in, taken away, add in, taken away until you're happy with the blend. And even with this look, like, you don't necessarily have to be neat with it. It's just more about the color placement. So I'm just taking a light concealer. I'm using the Infallible More Than Concealer. This is in the shade Almond, and I'm just taking it on a Real Techniques detailer brush, and I'm just following the shape of my eye just a bit after my pupil, so about here, and then I'm gonna go slightly higher and just pull it down in the shape of my eyelid. And then I'm gonna take a fluffy brush, and I just like to blend out the edges of the concealer, and this is just gonna really help when we go in with the darker color. Okay, cool. Now at this point you want to set the concealer, so I'm just taking my setting brush and I'm just gonna set my eyes, and now we're gonna build up the outer eyelid. I'm going to take the fluffy brush. I'm going to go back into the same pink shade that we used in the crease, and I'm going to stamp it on in the area where we blended out the eyeshadow. Blend it out in a circular motion onto the concealer, like the tiniest bit. So the eyes look something like this, and now we're going to take that tapered brush, taking that tapered brush like this, it has a tiny point to it, and we're going in with the plum color. So, and we're literally gonna focus this on the outer corner. And then I go back in with the original blending brushes with this pink color, just a tiny bit like this, and I just blend everything out again. Then I go in with a fluffy flat brush like this, and I go in with the two nude shades that we used in the beginning, so this one and this one, and I just set the eyelid and then blend it into the outer corner, and then take the tapered brush again and blend it back in. Then take the crease shade and just blend the crease color again. Okay, so I took my headscarf off. So the next step to this look is the liner. So I'm taking a brown liner, and I'm just, you can use brown or black, any colored liner. Okay, so we're gonna draw like a small kind of triangle like this, and this is really good if you have, this is a trick that I like to do because I have big eyes, but this works on any eye shape to just kind of elongate your eyes, make them not elongate, but just kind of, you know, just make them more, you know, lift your eye. When I apply my lashes, you'll see the difference. If you do this trick, yeah, and you look at your mouth, when you pop the lashes on and you look at your man, and your man will be looking at you. I'm being so silly. I literally just draw the triangle straight down, and I just color it in, and this is just gonna give us like a base for the eyeshadow to stick onto. Now you can leave it at brown eyeliner, but I just like the way that the eye looks when you use colored eyeliner. I just feel like colored eyeliner looks so much better. So I'm going in with the same dark shade that we used, and I'm literally just placing it on top of the liner, and you just pack it on until you get a really nice color payoff like that. That is paying. Soft glam looks with colored eyeliners just look, oh, they just look so good. Yeah, I just think colored eyeliner, like a smoky colored eyeliner, just looks way more flirty, and you don't even have to be like too neat with it as well, which is what I like. It's just easy. Brush that I was just using, I'm gonna take this same brush that I was packing the liner with, and I'm just gonna take it on my lower lash line. I'm going in with this intense color lip liner. This is like a nude kind of shade like this, and I'm gonna put this in my waterline as well. This is a lip liner, but a nude kohl pencil in the waterline. Just, oh, it just wakes up the eye. Like, these lashes are my favorite lashes. Like, they just flatter my eye shape so much. Boom. Okay, so now I'm gonna do lips. Do a brown lip liner. This is the NYX Cosmetics Butter Gloss in the shade Ginger Snap. And then I want to go in with Fussy from Fenty Beauty. Yes, I'm just gonna go in with Fussy. I think I might even go in with Madeline. Oh yeah. Okay, so for blush, I want my blush to really tie in with the makeup. So I'm gonna use this Makeup Revolution face palette. This is the Patricia Bright face palette, and I'm gonna go in with the blush shades, and I'm only gonna put like a little bit, and then I'm going in with a clean, this is a clean damp beauty blender, and I'm just gonna press everything into the skin. And I'm gonna go in with this Prime and Infuse Instant Hydration Spray, and that pretty much completes the look. Like, this is how I achieve my full coverage super lightweight makeup. This is like super sultry, really nice soft glam. I try to keep the products as affordable as possible, just to kind of like show you guys that you can honestly get the best looking face using affordable products. Like, it really is possible. Super lightweight, like it literally doesn't feel like I have anything on my skin. And because we prep the skin really well with like the dry oil and the different primers, this is literally gonna last on your face for so long. That's if you have dry skin. For oily skin, I don't know. So yeah, if you like this video, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I hope my tips helped you guys, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.